Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Experts, how Nigeria can gain from the new maritime territory. Tinubu rejects climate change council. Troops kill gunmen bandits in Abia, Kaduna. Nigeria's trade surplus hits 6.5 trillion. L'Oreal Paris announces Temi Altedola new ambassador for Africa. EFCC didn't brutalize arrested 127 Akure students. NDIC to expose chronic debtors following Heritage Bank liquidation. And Ondo takes lead in the $925 million Afrexim Bank and NNPCL financing deal. Okay, who has the major headline?
Yes, I do. That's the newly approved 16,300 experts how Nigeria can get. Yes, that's it.
Okay, go ahead.
So experts are saying that the newly approved 16,300 square kilometers of maritime territory has immense potential for the economy. They highlighted opportunities for oil and gas exploration, improved maritime security, and job creation. The United Nations granted Nigeria about 16,300 square kilometers of additional maritime territory, about 5 times the size of Lagos State. Now, the extension of Nigeria's maritime boundaries aligns with the UN Convention on the Law of the Seas, UNCLOS, since 1982. Experts in different interviews are saying that that they are welcoming the development, that it's a good one. Another geographer and geographic information system specialist, Adedemola, said the expansion provides significant strategy advantages for national defense, particularly for the Navy. He said the approval of the additional 16,000 square kilometers of maritime territory starts up a transformative era for Nigeria's blue economy. Another person, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, who's the Minister for New Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy that was created by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said it represents also a gateway to numerous economic strategy and ecological, operations. And so they are going to do as much as it takes to make sure that they monitor that place. The Navy is going to be highly in charge. It's going to also increase our oil exploration, and we'll be able to also follow up on our security and make sure that the waterways are really working for us. So this is good news for Nigeria. I wonder why it's the UN that is sharing territories, in the maritime industry. I thought when you have a country, you have what extends to you and what does
There's
not.
a meter you measure from your shoreline, I should tell you.
All right,
I have EFCC.
Go ahead.
So EFCC is responding to the 2 clubs who are accusing them online. So there's a story of 2 clubs, I won't mention names, online, where they shared videos of how EFCC came into their club and hotels, raided and, beat. They have pictures of the girls beating. Wow. And they said, they called out an EFCC official who removed the wigs of the girls, and now they even went to the restaurants and ate. EFCC do their PR response in the nation. So they denied the use of force on the 127 students arrested in those 2 clubs in Akure in Ondo State. They insist no canister of tear gas or whips were deployed to inflict injuries on any of the students. They also confirmed the detention of the manager of the club. They said that the manager of the club, who confessed to a crime, has been taken in by them. They also directed the removal of the CCTV device. They said that this device was removed at their instance because they want to preserve the footage for further analysis. Now, they also said that they will be looking into those videos that we saw online of suspects being beaten and all of that for forensic analysis to establish falsehood or mischief. And they said that the profiling of the suspect has started and that those culpable will face trial. They made their clarification by the head of their media and publicity, Mr. Dele Oyewole, and he read out the misinformation, distortion of facts and all of that by an act in the Ibadan zone, and they said they are on it.
Okay.
I hope that those videos are truly not true.
Yeah.
They looked very bad.
Yeah.
I hope that I don't just
Good for them.
All right, okay, go ahead.
No, finish.
The President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has rejected the National Council of on Climate Change. He has recently appointed Dr. Nkiruka Maduike, a renowned climate policy expert with over 15 years of experience, and she will serve as the DG, currently interim DG of the National Council of Climate Change, and she's also going to be the co-chairperson of the Intergovernmental Committee on National Carbon Market Activation Plan. Really excited about this woman. She's with her 15 years experience. She's also she's somebody that she holds a bachelor's degree, law degree, master's law in environmental law from the UK, a doctorate degree in law from the University of Hull, and also serving. And she'll be coming here to serve. I'm really excited about this because this is a woman that I don't know her, but I've heard about her work in the environmental space, and I think she's a well-deserved position given to her.
Okay, so I have the NDIC to name and shame Heritage Bank debtors. There were indications yesterday that the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, which liquidated Heritage Bank loan defaulters, will soon publicize their names. Also, the executives and board members found complicit in the bank's collapse are to be blacklisted by the NDIC. The decision said a source in the corporation would help enforce discipline and accountability in the financial sector of the Nigerian economy. NDIC said that the reason why they are coming up with this name and shame strategy, it was designed to curb delinquencies and encourage a more responsible borrowing culture by bank customers. The source also said that the name and shame policy is part of broader efforts to enhance accountability within the industry space. Decision to do that is a necessary step to ensure that borrowers understand the consequences of their actions and to prevent similar situations in the future where debtors, now cause the collapse of a bank. It says that last week, withdrawal of the Heritage Bank license by the Central Bank of Nigeria raised fresh concern about the stability of Nigeria's banking sector and conduct of its key players. Because, if this could happen to Heritage Bank in 2024, with all the financial policies in place, people are scared that this can happen to any other bank and any other bank. Yes, so they're trying to fix it.
All right, let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we continue with our reviews. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to move on now to the Punch. Fuel foods lead as imports hit 12 trillion naira. States work on total electricity subsidy removal and new tariff. Minimum wage talks end today. Labour awaits Tinubu's nod. Marketers register with Dangote refinery ahead of loading. Reps to meet governors as Borno opposes state police. Vandalism. FG tightens security on third mainland bridge. EU raises Schengen visa fee to 90 euros. Local refining may crash petrol price to 300 naira per litre, says modular refineries. Police students, 25 others abducted on Abuja-Nasarawa highway. And Democracy Day FG to hold parade youth summit leader. Okay?
Yes, so operators of modular refineries said yesterday that the price of the premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, should drop to 300 naira per litre once there's massive production by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and other indigenous producers as well. So they said that this will be achieved only when government ensures the provision of adequate crude oil to the local refiners, saying that the refineries abroad were ripping off Nigeria. Now, speaking under the aegis of the Crude Oil Refinery Owners Association of Nigeria, they said that what happened to the cost of diesel, we know what happened to the cost of diesel immediately after Dangote started producing it, was that it started going down. Yeah. Yes, and they said they are expecting this to also happen to fuel once the federal government is able to supply Dangote and the other refineries crude oil. It says a lot of companies today benefit from the importation of petroleum products at the expense of Nigerians. This was according to the Publicity Secretary of Koran. And he said if we begin to produce PMS today in large volumes, provided there's adequate crude oil supply, I can assure you we'll be buying it even lower than 300 naira per litre. And it says, why make Nigerians buy it almost at 700 naira per litre when you know that if you allow refineries to work, the price will come down? Is it because we want to satisfy the global refiners abroad that are making so much from us? So this is something that they are expecting that the federal government will insist on so that we are able to crash the price of the pump price of the fuel.
All right, let me talk about the Schengen visa. Excuse me. More expenses await African nationals seeking visas to the EU. European Union they plan to increase the Schengen visas from 80 euros to 90 euros. The report that was given was over the weekend. The report also stated that the EU has earned 3.4 million euros from rejected Schengen visa applications submitted by Nigerians alone. According to the data, in 2023, African nationals received 704,000 negative responses for their visa requests. This means that they got the EU earned $56.3 million visa application fee. And those visas obviously went up in smoke because they were rejected. The report noted that high number of rejected visa applications had caused African nationals to spend millions every year with fees known as reverse remittances, benefiting to the EU countries. Really, really, when you look at those figures, when you combine those figures together, you realize how our country alone, 3.4 million euros.
Wow. You know, on this journey...
Why don't they refund you when you don't get the visa? That was how they used to do it in my mother's time.
Yeah, back in the
That's
day.
back in the day. Well, I have this.
You can change that.
Okay, so I have the minimum wage news. The new minimum wage talks between the federal government and organized labor are expected to end today, being Monday, as the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress leaders await President Bola Tinubu's decision on their 250,000 naira offer. The Labour leaders had given a Monday deadline for the conclusion of the talks, and last Friday, the Tripartite Committee on National Minimum Wage concluded these meetings where the federal government and the organized private sector agreed on 62,000 naira, while the Labour demanded 250,000 naira. However, the Nigerian Governors Forum in a statement said the minimum wage higher than 60,000 naira would not be sustainable. The Labour leaders who did not want to be quoted for security reasons said the NLC President Joe Ajaero and other top union officials had left the country to participate in a labour conference organized by the International Labour Organization in Geneva. But if the talks are ending today and they've traveled, who is there actually doing the negotiations that they said is so important that they cannot leave their trip to go on for? But anyways, they said that no conversation or no meeting can be held until they come back from that trip.
Oh, wow.
You see, let me not even go into
We have misplaced priority in this country.
No, that international conferences, the most important thing to these labor people.
Yeah, so.
That's where they get all their unction from, because all those international bodies, they have a way that they pump them up and make them feel of how you can actually get certain demands done.
Yeah.
So I have the third mainland story. So the Federal Ministry of Works, the Federal Controller of Works, Lagos, Engineer Akure Kesha, following the arrest of an individual who had removed 10 lights of the newly renovated Third Mainland Bridge, said that they are going to beef up security on the bridge. That the operatives of the Rapid Response Squad of the Lagos Police Command the Police Command Lagos had on Friday arrested this young man, and so they will be parading. There will be more patrols of police vans on the truck, more than usual. And so she has also written to the Commissioner of Police to ensure that the surveillance on the Third Mainland Bridge continues, and they should have stationed police trucks on the bridge. And so that will be done. She also regretted that not only the Third Mainland bridge that is suffering this, most of federal roads and works around the country.
Second Niger Bridge too, I saw the videos.
The Kara Bridge, they had the wires to the street light newly added, removed. So you just have street light hanging, no power, because they have removed everything. So she's also pleading on the Commissioner of Police of Lagos to ensure that there's patrol of that end as well. And that,
it's just so sad.
It keeps sabotaging
I don't understand. These are the same Nigerians that you expect to do vote rights. They will know what to do. They're all thieves. These people. It's so painful.
They are going to spend money now to redo the wiring before they can energize the street lights.
Money that should have gone to something else.
Replace those cat eye that, those lights on the ground.
Now say that government is not doing something.
Everything that makes it beautiful and, modern.
It's two ways
to take.
Just like the one with that Niger Bridge one.
Yes, second Niger Bridge. Yes, now. They're lifting
they were lifting them.
When I was a little child, we used to beat thieves on the Western Avenue Road all the way to the Area E police station, Area C police station at Ojo-Elegba. Once you see anybody with those lights in their bag, naked out, beat them all the way. Let them do only. That's
what Nigerians need. Yes. That's the level we are in. That's the level we should be.
Civilized.
Walk around this neighborhood.
Those of us are speaking this English. We are very like 0.0%.
If we see the light in your bag, pity.
Let us move on. Let us move on.
Same treatment.
Who has the NDLA story? Nobody has that. So I have this. Let me take that story. Another shipment of 175,000 bottles of codeine-based syrup from India was intercepted by operatives of the NDLA at Port Harcourt Ports Complex in Ondo River State. Last Friday, barely a week after the Anti-narcotics agency seized the same quantity of opioid at the same port. Hey, Femi Ababa was speaking. That's the director of media advocacy. He made the disclosure, said that 2 seizures followed earlier intelligence, which made the agency request that the shipment be stepped down for 100% examination. I mean, within the port, 1 week was codeine, the other one was opioids. Same quantity, 175,000.
It's the guts with which these people carry these things, and you know that the machines will check.
No, but then there's something going on in the system there,
Yeah.
trust me. There's something going on in the system. It's an organized crime. Yes.
Moving on, we have a story in port. Let's move on to Vanguard.
Have we read this
The
one?
Sun, we have stories.
That was one I just finished.
That's what they do. When you
point.
come
That's one I just see.
No,
No
you want
vex.
to speed out.
Daily Sun.
Because I've been waiting.
Minimum wage, labor advance on 250,000 naira. Constitutional review, reps more creation of new states. CBN retrenchment, Northern Group threatens to shut down Nigeria over unjust exercise. IPOB disowns alleged referendum plan in Southeast. Tinubu appoints the 9-year-old Maduike DG National Council on Climate Change. And Nigeria's trade surplus rises to 6.52 trillion in Q1, says NBS. Okay.
Yes, so there are strong indications that the House of Reps would consider proposal for the creation of new states as part of the ongoing review of the 1999 Constitution as amended. I think we took this story last week as well. So members of the House and some interest groups are presenting about 14 proposals from different parts of the country to the Green Chamber. There are currently 36 states in the country, like we all know, distributed, but they said it's uneven among the 6 geopolitical zones. We have the South-South, the Southwest, the North-Central, as well as the Northeast, and those have 6 states each. Northwest has 7 states, while the Southeast has 4 states. So the proposal for new states include a bill for the creation of Ondo State, which is sponsored by a member representing Idiato North and South Federal Constitution of Imo, Iko, Guano, Ugochinyere, and 15 others. Now, according to the bill, the proposed Ondo State, which will be carved out of the present Imo, Abia, and Anambra states, will have its capital in Olo. Similarly, the member representing Oboku, Uriade Federal Constituency of Osun State, Wole Oke, also has a bill for creation of 3 new states from Ogun, Oyo, and Osun states. The proposed states are Oke Ogun, Ijebu, and Ife Ijesa, with Isheyin, Ijebu-Ode, and Ile-Ife as capitals, respectively. They said the bill has scaled. First reading is also proposing for the reduction of local government areas in Ogun, Oyo, and Osun states. I just want them to have a proper conversation so they understand the need, why they need to create this state. Is it because they want every community to have more like a representation and be able to communicate directly to their local government to get things done, or they just want to create this state for creating sake? They need to just make it plain.
I
so
can
that
even
people are
understand
fully
the
represented,
Ijebu one.
yeah.
I think the landmass is wide enough.
Yeah.
You see the other ones. I'm going to have to study the map again to see.
They will find their way.
I have the CBN Northern Youth Protest the retrenchment. So the Conference of Autonomous Ethnic Community Development Association Youth Wing threatens to shut down the country over what they call staff retrenchment exercise carried out by the CBN. And he said that it was deliberately, targeting indigenes of the North Central geopolitical zone. And the coordinator of that youth wing, Paul Dekete, said, it was a deliberate attempt, and he's calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to look into it before it becomes too late. He said it was a deliberate attempt to sabotage the administration of the president. He said, according to statistics, the people within the Middle Belt and North Central geopolitical zone, as well as the Southeastern region, remain the most targeted without any reason of such action. He said one of such was, in Plateau, 80% of the staff in the executive cadre were sacked, and including one person who had just 3 days to her retirement, and all arrangements had been made and concluded. She was removed like that. And all of them are insisting, he has breakdown of Borno, Plateau, and all other states in the North Central that was affected, insisting that, they were picked on.
That is all we can take on front page review this morning. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.